Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Hello, Looney. There's Abdullah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
So give me 1 second, guys. I need to finish one thing. So, guys, is there anything specific you want to go over with?
Well, I would like to ask about the sales call.
Okay. What do you want to ask about sales call?
So, what's the objective? Like, what type of questions I should ask? And
Did you just ask me what the objective of a sales call is?
no, I mean the form of the questions.
Do you mean as in discovery phase? Do you mean...
Discovery.
Okay, give me 1 second. Remind me of what niche you're in?
Real estate.
Wonderful.
And when do we do a two calls, or just close it in one?
You are closing in one call. If you're gonna do two calls, I'm gonna kill you. No, like there are certain scenarios where you can, yes, but your goal is to close someone in the first call. Because you don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste their times. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to find, because I know that I can give you a document on the discovery questions, and I can also, like, you can go through it and then I can tell you what's, like, you're gonna, I hope, understand. But then if you're gonna still have a question, I can tell you. Where is it? What the fuck? I swear I had it here. Maybe it's on this MacBook. Do you need also any real estates? Yes, so I can just send it in the chat, so you can also
Yep.
go look at it.
Yep.
I swear I had seen it today. Oh yeah, it's on this MacBook. That will explain why I was not able to find it on the other. It. Yeah. Here you go. It's in the chat. Just read through it. When you're done, let me know. Then if you have any questions, I can answer them. Any questions? Are you guys done? Because Looney is still looking at the screen.
After that.
Okay, so basically, these are more or less the kind of questions you need to ask. By the end of the day, there are some questions that you just simply ask in order to show knowledge. But by the end of the day, there are always more or less similar questions you need to ask just to figure out the prospect situation and gather relevant informations for you that you can then utilize, for example, in the ROI breakdown by the end of the presentation, or simply in the discovery phase where you can just, in the presentation phase, where you just simply walk them through certain steps and you also bring stuff from the from discovery, so they can relate more that and so they can understand that it makes sense due to the fact that it's something that is just simply relevant for this situation. As an example, it will be what average listing price are they working with? As an example, what kind of average listing, so average listing price, it will be also if they are a team or by themselves, if they are working under a brokerage or by themselves, what is the split in between them and the brokerage? What is the average take home? Take home is basically how much do they make on every deal? You just don't necessarily want to ask how much are you making on the deal. You just want to say take home because this is the niche terminology. Because these are the numbers that then will allow you to, for example, calculate how much they have made. Because as an example, if let's say Abdullah has closed 30 deals last year and the average listing price is at 300,000, yeah? And let's say his average take home is 3%, okay? We can then very easily calculate how much he has made last year and what was the monthly, because 300,000, you take 3%, that will mean that Abdullah is making roughly 9,000 with one deal, correct? If you guys not gonna follow up, just let me know so I can then, yeah. So what that means is 9,000 basically times 30. That will mean that that Abdullah has made 270,000 last year. So if you then divide it by 12, you will have 22,500. So this is how much Abdullah was making per month. If you want to go that far, you can also divide it 30 by 12. So you will know that Abdullah has closed more or less 2.5 deals per month. Obviously, you're not able to cut someone in half, but then it means that there were some months that it was higher and there were some months where it was lower. So on the basis that you have that, you know how much he has made, how much he is more or less making. And then you can also focus yourself on this year. For example, okay, Abdullah, so what was the target for last year? Oh, it was 40. Okay, so how come you have not achieved that? Okay, and what's the target for this year? Okay, so how are you planning to double up in the deals you have closed without changing anything about your system? Because do we both agree that the current system has brought you to the situation that you're currently in? So unless there is a fairy in your sleeve, can you explain to me what's your plan to actually double up on those numbers? Okay. And then you also ask questions like, for example, what is his current source of leads? Where do they come from? And if, for example, he says sphere of influence, okay, is there any other source of leads? If it's only sphere influence, okay, cool. It's basically something that he's not really actively doing. So you also want to understand what are the numbers looking like? How many is he getting? How many is he closing? Especially because if his closing rate with referrals is, for example, very low, wonderful. This is something you can dive deeper into, because if closing rate with referrals is low, then with cold leads, it's going to be even fucking lower, because the closing rate with referrals should be higher due to the fact that people know exactly what do they want when they come to you. And they are already warmed up because you have, for example, worked with someone that you have already sold a home or either for or helped them to buy one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what other questions do you guys have? Or if you want to, guys, we can just do a role play when you ask each other the discovery questions, because one of the most important things when it comes to discovery is also to do it in the form of a conversation and not a checklist. Because the last thing you want to do is, that's why I don't give you at the beginning the discovery questions, because the last thing I want to see is you guys sitting in a sales call and ask a question after question after question after question. You want to have a genuine conversation in which you are then going to be able to figure out those specific numbers or those specific informations that are going to be relevant for you afterwards.
I
So
mean,
please.
I have
Yeah.
I have a question. I think yesterday on the call, someone asked you this, but like, how do you not sound salesy? And you talked about tonality. How do you just like practice switching up your tonality, especially when you're doing a sales call, just to sound different and not sound like a sales call, if that makes any sense?
At the same time, you also do it on daily basis. So whenever you, for example, go buy yourself a fucking coffee,
Mhm.
don't use your natural tonality. Just go there and be like, "Hi, can I please get latte macchiato? Thank you."
Yeah.
Or at the
Okay.
same time, you also go to the other extreme where you go like, "Hey, can I please get coffee?"
Mhm.
Because on the basis that you're going to be able to go into two different extremes, you're also going to be able to find the middle, and then you are also going to be able to adjust it more or less.
Got it. Okay.
Because yes, you can do it on the sales call, but then it is also important to just do it on daily basis because whenever you even interact with people on the basis that you're going to utilize your tonality, you can bring things across differently. You can bring things across in a more interesting way, or in a more aggressive way, or even in a more peaceful way.
Yeah.
Obviously, Abdullah, you be careful. Don't go into the aggressive one because I don't want you to end up in a gulag. But Looney, you do whatever you want. Just don't get stabbed by a crackhead,
Got it.
especially in New York. Like, ugh, you know,
Yeah.
you need to be
It's
careful.
it's not too bad.
No, I was thinking for a moment that you're in Canada, but I then reminded that you're in New York, so that you
Yeah.
only have homeless people.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I mean,
it's not that.
yeah. I guess a follow-up to that then is like you spoke about, having like a very low voice and then a very high voice.
Yeah.
How do I know what that like optimal, what my voice like what it should sound like when I'm doing a sales call? Like how do I find that though?
First of all, you will have us, so we can just quite literally tell you sound like a fucking robot, or you sound like a
Mhm.
homeless individual, or you sound like a bitch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just simply you even listening to yourself, even the recording. That's also when we, for example, review our sales calls, you will also see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at the beginning, you can just simply even listen to your own cold calls, listen to yourself and be like, how do I sound? Do I sound like someone who's trying to sell? Or do I sound like a genuine human being? Or do I
Yeah.
sound like a call center?
Got it. Okay.
Besides, when you go into both extremes, you will then find the middle. Like you will see
Yeah.
also how people react to it. So you will also be able to see the difference in your tonality.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't care which one starts. One of you, please start with the discovery questions and just ask each other.
So like one person like responds as if they're the real estate agent.
If you will be the realtor, oh my goodness, my back is hurting. Ooh.
So who's the realtor now?
Huh?
Who's the realtor?
I don't care. But just
Yeah, I don't mind. You can go ahead. I don't care.
with enough time to do it both sides. So just start. You can play the role of a rich shake next time.
You can start. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So you want me to run through the qualification questions or just
Yes. Feel
okay?
free if you wanted to take 30 seconds to read through them, because I
Yeah.
want you to have a conversation in which you ask those questions. Just start whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Like I know you're probably interested in something or you have a goal that you want to reach. What brought you to our call today?
Well, I just wanted to see what do you have to offer.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good. But, every realtor, they have their own outreach method or way of selling their houses, whether that be through, platforms like Zillow, which use, I mean, like two-thirds of the agents, but you know, some people also use like Google Ads, right, to reach out to other people and try to close more deals. I mean, for you specifically, what do you use to, enhance lead generation for your business?
I usually go with referrals. Just wanted to see if there is any other like lead generation methods that I can make use of.
So the processes that you're currently using aren't working as well as you wanted to, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Well, that's a retarded question, and he will not be
Is
on this call.
is it just based off of like it's implied?
Yeah, well, yes, because everyone wants to make more money. If someone is emotional buyer, most likely they just simply want to deal with more leads. But even if someone's gonna be successful, like no one is fucking allergic to money. So
Yeah.
the question that doesn't make sense because there is a reason
Okay.
why it's called.
Okay.
But besides the opening that you have did, I know which
Mhm.
direction you wanted to go, but it would be better if you would have, for example, said something in terms of, look, Abdullah, by the end of the day, I understand that someone from my team has reached out to you, but then is there anything specific in particular that has brought you to the call today?
Mhm.
Even when he says, oh, I just want to see what you're offering. Okay, but are you struggling with something? Like, and then you can go in the direction of, so what is it you're currently using in terms of lead generation as an example? But then also don't necessarily say lead generation, just say acquiring new buyers and sellers. Because if
Oh,
you're going to say lead generation, there is a chance that he's going to put you in the same bracket with, for example, marketing agencies.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So try again.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I'm just gonna be quite honest with you. Like, what brought you to the call today?
Well, I just wanted to discover more, or what do you exactly serve and help people with.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean, there's got to be some process that you're currently using for outreach. What do you use to, acquire more clients or sell more properties?
Well, I usually work with referrals only. I just wanted to
Mhm.
see if there is any way I can expand uh, my my clients.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I'm gonna assume that referrals, it's literally just based off of like, do you use any platforms?
No, I don't. It's just referrals.
No,
Okay.
you don't have enough knowledge about real estate yet. When
Yeah.
he says
Oh,
referral, it's mainly only just his sphere of influence.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, okay. So I mean,
I think what you were trying to ask is, oh, okay, but besides of sphere of influence, is there anything else that you're actively doing to help
yeah,
you acquire new clients? Like, I
yeah,
assume you wanted to go that direction.
yeah. Because I mean, I don't know. I was assuming that. I mean, most real estate agents like properties, they have like listings. No.
Yes, but this is
Okay.
not what you asked. And also,
Okay.
you don't want to assume on a sales call. Assuming is the last thing you want to do on a sales call. You want to
Oh,
clarify. So if you want
okay.
to ask something, ask.
Okay. So I'll start off there. So I'm assuming
Because like
that.
based on Abdullah's accent, you can assume he's a sheikh from Saudi Arabia, but you don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So no assumptions. So on the basis of the fact that you use, referrals solely, have you tried any other approaches?
I used Facebook ads, and they were like they weren't any good. The quality of the leads were really bad.
Okay. I mean, I understand that you had a bad, experience with Facebook, but do you trust the platform itself? Do you think it can generate leads, or was it just
Retarded
the
question, absolutely irrelevant. You're not selling him on lead generation, so why is it relevant? What you want to ask is, oh, okay, cool. Is this something you've been doing by yourself, or did you hire someone?
okay? Oh, okay.
Because why do you try to convince them about the platform if because then it sounds like
Mhm.
this is what you're doing.
Yeah, I forgot what my service was. Oh my God, my bad. My brain is orientated to like do lead gen for college consultants still. I don't know why.
But
My
it doesn't make
apologies.
sense
Yeah.
because that's why it doesn't work in nowadays market anymore because
Yep.
it has been rigged with 15-year-olds that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So take a break, Abdullah. Attack.
Yeah.
Attack the kafar. No, kafar was it? No, how was the first? I think it was kafar, wasn't it?
Kuffar.
Kufar.
But we can't
You know,
assume anything.
no. He's not. He's Korean.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So Looney, what brings you up to the code?
I mean, currently, like my outreach methods are just not bringing enough clients. I mean, hopefully, I can this strategy might bring me more clients and potentially more closes.
Okay, and what did you use, or what are you used to,
Yeah.
like in
So
terms of lead generation?
yeah. Right now, using Google Ads. It's like my main thing right now. I have a agency currently doing that for me, but quite honestly, they're not bringing the results that I want, and it's not it's not worth it to pay them that much.
Really? So
Yeah.
uh,
Hello.
what is it that you don't like about them? Is it the quality or the quantity of the leads, or both of them?
Honestly, it's a mix of both, but
Is it me?
it's got to be. I can hear you now.
Hello?
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, your internet cut off for a second, but we have heard the question. Now you're
Okay.
alive again.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So honestly, it's got to be a mix of both, but I'll say it's mainly the quantity.
Not enough. You just want more leads.
Yeah, more leads. I think more potential clients. That's all that I'm looking for in the system, whatever that you're trying to sell me on.
And do you think that this is the main reason why you haven't like reached your goals?
I mean, I
Yeah,
could be a
stop.
better sit.
Uh,
You don't know his goals. You don't know how well or how bad he's doing, so that's a very bad question to ask.
okay.
So please try
Okay.
again.
Uh, okay, I'll say this. Sorry, can you repeat like from the last thing you said?
Yeah. What did I say?
You just wanted more quantity.
Yeah, yeah, more quantity. I think that's all that I'm looking for right now.
Okay, so why didn't you just double down on like the agency, like pay them t twice and just get double the results?
I mean, like their current results aren't producing anything. Like it's the bare minimum, I think. Um, I'm trying to look for another agency or some potential solution to my problem that, I mean, honestly, I just don't know what to do, and I'm just trying to see what other solutions are out there on the market.
Okay, so what do you say if like I showed you our systems and you like it? No.
No. You don't have enough information, so it's absolutely irrelevant to ask it. What you want to do is establish how long has he been working with them, how much has he spent, what the results were. Because he's saying that they are not providing the results he will wish for, and that they are too expensive. So you want to know the numbers. And then you want to know what his current situation is, how many is he dealing with them and without them. Because you're currently trying to sell him for nothing. You don't have enough information.
So I just have to like ask more questions about the state so I can. Okay.
Yes, this is what discovery call. This is
Yeah.
what the discovery part of the call is. Because based on now, on the couple of minutes, what answers do you have from him, or what informations do you have? You don't know how many leads he's generating. You don't know how many deals he has closed. You don't know how much money he's making. You don't know how many leads he's dealing with. You don't know if he's working alone with a brokerage, if he has his own brokerage. You don't know if he's part of the team. You don't know if he has a team. The only thing you know is that he works with an agency that he thinks is expensive, that is not providing him results that he wished for. You also don't know what results he's wishing for. He
Okay.
just doesn't have enough quantity.
Okay. Okay. So Lonnie, like, how many leads do you get from the agency that you're working with?
So, I mean, right now the number is abysmal. It's like 5 a week.
And how many of them do you close?
Um, I mean, they're really shitty leads to be honest. Close about like it's a very small percentage. I wouldn't even say one per week. It's like yeah, like one in a month from the leads.
Okay. And how long have you worked? Have you been? Yeah.
Yeah, so now what you want to do is, okay, so how long have you been working with them? Okay. So what month would you say? 5, 6?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with them for like 4 months. I know, there is a ramp up time, but I think 4 months is plenty to see and get results. It just hasn't delivered.
Okay, so wait a second. So you want to tell me you have been working with them for 4 months. They have generated you 80 leads and you have closed what, maybe 4 people of it?
No, it would be, I said 4 a week.
Yeah, and you said
Uh,
one a month. So
yeah,
1 times 4 is 4.
yeah, that's looking good. Oh, fuck. Take that back.
Oh,
Let me
but
change it up.
see that's why you're also asking.
Yeah,
Because even if the prospect will lie to you, this is
right.
where he gets hit with the lie.
Yeah.
You're calling him out. And believe it or not, real estate agents are lying for a living.
Hmm.
So if you're gonna be able to call them out on their bullshit, they're gonna respect you more because not many people allow themselves to do so.
Got it. Okay.
And after you
So,
have that,
mhm.
you also want to ask him, Abdullah, okay, so how spent with them already?
Can you repeat?
And then you want to ask him after you have, okay, so you've been working with them for 4 months. They've generated you more or less 80 people. You have closed 4 deals of that, yes? So
Yeah.
how much have you spent in those 4 months?
Okay.
Just give me some kind of answer.
So should I change my response?
To what? Just give me some random answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
How much have you spent? You
I
said too
spend like
expensive.
yeah, I spend like 10,000 a month. It's outrageous.
Okay,
Wait,
so like,
say a month.
I don't know. We're making this up. I don't know.
Okay. But see, but even in that case,
Mhm.
you can be like, wait a second. Do you know what your cost per lead is? He will most likely say no. So you can calculate it for him that it's 500 per lead. Like Looney, like, at this point, I'm genuinely confused. Like, don't get me wrong, I have been in the
Mhm.
industry for a couple of years.
Yeah,
Honestly, if someone will pay me 500 per lead, like I will assure myself that they're going to be qualified. So I'm genuinely confused by the fact that you're saying that they're wasting your time or that they're of non-quality, basically.
yeah.
But
There's no
okay,
scenario.
putting that to a side, I get that point. So what average listing price are you working with? Because I know that realtors that we're working with in New York, their average listing price is 500 to 800,000. What range are you working in?
Um, I'm
So
working in the low millions. I don't know.
so basically when you have established that, you can just make a direct hit and just leave them with the pain. And then you want to figure out more about his circumstances. Because you also don't want to dive too deep into someone else's company because like that's a not a dick measurement contest. So do you want to continue or do you want to
Oh,
repeat or should we switch?
oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, most of the houses that I'm selling are in the low million range. It's like a million to like 2 million max.
okay, so okay, what should I go?
You just ask average listing price. Okay. So what would you say is like from our experience
Yes,
when it comes
like
to
I feel I
working?
just lost in the middle.
Abdullah, your internet is cutting off.
Yeah,
It's back.
Hello?
I think
Abdullah.
yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so Looney, just so I have an understanding, I know that normally when someone works as a real estate agent in New York, their average take home on their listings is 3 to 8%. What percentage are you working with?
Um, I work with a pretty big brokerage, so the percentage it's set around like it's 4%.
It's 4%. Okay. Um, so remind me how many deals have you closed last year?
Um, can't remember off the top of my mind, but It was something around it was between 10 and 20. That's insane number. Holy shit. Oh, my bad.
But is it what the fuck do you mean insane number? In real estate, no.
10 mil.
No.
No,
No,
it's
because
not.
if you're not looking at that, you're looking at how much he's making. If you say 10, he's making 400,000 a year. If you say 20, he's making 800,000 a year, which is realistic. It
Oh,
obviously
it is.
depends on what kind of realtor you're working with, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
And especially for someone who, apparently spending 10 Gs on a marketing agency,
yeah,
that's relevant.
that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, like 10 between
But
10
at
and
the
20. I
same
can't
time,
remember.
it will mean that he's only like that will be very bad because it will be, well, okay, let's say fucking 15, yeah. Well,
Mhm.
okay, so Looney, you don't remember it from on top of your head, but you say somewhere in between from 10 to 20. Is it more in the range of 15 or is it close to 20? Is it just 11?
I think it was close to 15. Maybe a little higher than that. 15 to I think number was 16, if I can remember correctly.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Look, I'm always a person that prefers to go from the lowest numbers. So just let's say your average listing is 1 million. Let's say you have closed roughly 15 deals last year. So am I correct in saying that last year your revenue was at 600,000, more or less?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Okay. So what was your goal for the last year in terms of how many deals you wanted to close?
The number, I mean, it was 20. I was trying to, close at least 20 deals, but obviously I fell short.
Okay, so what were you doing in the last year in comparison to this one? Because what's the goal for this year?
Like 20, more than 20. That's the goal. 25 around.
Okay. So how is this year looking so far? How many deals were you able to close this year?
Yeah, so I mean, I closed well, five, which is on track. Um, yeah, five deals so far. It's already March, so doing pretty good.
Okay. And have you changed anything in your process in comparison to last year and this year? Obviously, besides hiring the marketing agency, because you said 4 months ago, we are already in March. So I will assume you have started doing it by the end of December.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, nothing to be honest. That's why I'm looking for other options and solutions.
Okay. But then, just so I have clarity on my end, so you have hired them to be, correct me if I'm wrong, to get to that goal of more than 20 deals per year?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the basis that nothing will change with the current system that you're running, how are you planning to hit that goal? Especially taking into consideration that you're absolutely not satisfied with the current circumstances and the current agency that you're working with.
That's a very good question. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure.
And then you just dive deeper and deeper. Do
I
you
mean,
understand?
yeah. Um, I mean, I guess I don't have a plan so far. I think I mean my I've been able to show more houses this year. Um, yeah, other than that, I haven't really been doing anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you now both understand the concept of discovery questions?
Yeah. I do have a question. When do we leap to the sale,
You mean to the presentation?
to the presentation,
It depends on the
or start
prospect.
our like sale process?
What? Okay, I think I misunderstood your question. What's your question?
So yeah, when do we like? Okay, we now have the information, and then the discovery phase. When do we go to the like presenting, showing our presentation?
Very much depends when you're gonna have enough information, or if, for example, if it's an emotional buyer, if, for example, he is, let's say, told you that, I don't know, someone in his family is dying, or that he needs money because of this, or let's say he got divorced, something like that, that will obviously take a little bit longer because then you also want to do negative report in order to hear from him that he understands that he need to change something in his current system in order to actually get to that goal. But fundamentally speaking, when you have enough information, like where you can run all the calculations, you understand his situation, where he wants to go, where is he currently at, then you can move to the presentation.
Can we have like a more role play? Like in this phase where we change from like discovering to showing presentation.
I did not answer the question. Your internet is, I think, dying.
Sorry about that. So can we have like a small role play of seeing how we're just going from the discovery to the presentation?
Oh, that's super simple. Like literally with him, there is a chance you could actually already do it because he comes across as an intellectual buyer. Then you can just simply be like, okay, look, I just have one more question. If what is it I'm about to show you will actually, on the basis that you will understand it, on the basis that it will actually, allow you to get to that goal of 20 plus deals by the end of the year, is this something you will potentially want to move forward with? Okay. And just so if, for my own sake, when you say yes, do you mean you will want to move forward with this in 6 months, in 1 month, or today? Okay, cool. And then you can just open the presentation, just walk him through it. If you want to, I can send you a recording of walking me through the presentation, but I will probably do it on Friday because it's still uploading to the cloud. If you remind me, I can send it to you because I know that today I have someone ask me, and for 45 minutes I was just walking through the sales presentation.
And you say it will be available on Friday?
Yeah, just write yourself down that you want a recording of Wednesday, 12th of March about walking through sales presentation. If you remind me Friday or just generally weekend, because this is where I upload recordings because there's always 1 week delay, then I can send you the link to it. Okay, any more questions? Because if not, we can also end it here.
Quick question. Time frame wise, like how, I mean, the role play itself took a lot longer than I expected. Meeting,
Yeah.
how long should the discovery portion be relative to the entire meeting?
The discovery part should typically take 15 minutes.
15. Okay.
Granted, at the beginning, you will struggle with keeping it in 15 minutes because, for
Yeah.
example, there are going to be prospects that just like to speak.
Mhm.
There was recently a sales guy I was reviewing where someone allowed the prospect to keep the discovery for 1 hour.
Wow.
He was on
1
the call for 2 hours, and I was sadly reviewing it.
The one that you showed us yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I really wanted to get done with that sales recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like discovery part normally should take more or less 15 minutes. Because in the 15 minutes, you will already should be able to establish if this is someone you can work with. Obviously, in your guys' case, you just don't care. Like you just want to either practice negative report or just practice objection handling, whatever. But later down the line, like 15 minutes, it will be enough to establish if this is someone you can work with and if this is someone you want to work with.
Okay.
Because even if like, in the calculations you will see that someone is, for example, not making enough to sustain themselves, then in that case, just have fun, practice negative report or some shit like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Any more
Last
questions?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give just a very brief explanation about negative report? Because it's not clear. I don't really fully understand it.
Well, when someone, for example, tells you, "Oh, look, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford your service because currently my financials are very limited. It looks like if something happens to my car, I'm gonna need to remortgage my house, and I also don't know how my kids are gonna, be able to get food and stuff like that." Okay, absolutely fine. By the end of the day, I've still not mentioned the pricing to you. As a matter of fact, I have not even showed you what is it that I'm doing. While it may sound expensive to you, absolutely fine. But then just help me understand your circumstances. You said if something unexpected happens, you will need to remortgage your house. So how did you allow to happen like this to happen? Wait, so you want to tell me that if, let's say, something small happens, let's say something happens to your car, your kids are not going to have enough for food. You're not going to be able to even to get to your job. So how does that make you just dive deeper into the pain? That's negative report.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Any more questions, or can we end it here?
Yeah. want me.
I'm okay.
Wait, Abdullah, the call that I had with you, have you rescheduled it for tomorrow?
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. Then we speak tomorrow.
Mhm.
Cool, guys. I see you tomorrow on the calls.
Yeah,
If you need
sounds
anything,
good.
just feel free to message me. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want any recordings, just message me. Even from the last week, I can send you everything. But again, there is 1 week delay. So, for example, just for the future, if you want any specific recording of, for example, let's say, again, I was like walking someone today through the whole sales presentation. If you want to have that, just mark yourself the date and just remind me on the weekend, because on the weekend I upload everything.
Yeah.
It's the cloud, and I need to download it, and I need to give it a name and put it into the right folder. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Is there any
But-
like recording from before for the presentation?
What?
Is there any other calls that that the presentation was explained other than the one for today, you said?
There are many. As a matter of fact, if I will send you any sales call review I have done, like if his internet died. Oh no, he's alive.
Can I have
Yeah.
any one of them?
As a matter of fact, if I will send you a sales call review, you will also see that I harass people on how they walk through the presentation.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to see the
No,
Okay.
if you don't necessarily want to wait till the weekend, or you don't care if I walk it or someone that I reviewed walked the prospect through the presentation, if you give me your email right now, it applies to you, Looney, as well. I can give you access to the whole folder of, for example, February or even March. But I don't remember what I was doing on the calls. Like there are a bunch of different things where I can remember, a bunch of different things where I cannot.
Yeah.
just want to have an idea about the whole thing.
That's fine. So I just gonna give you both access to February.
Thank you.
Okay, you should have it in your email.
Yeah, I got it.
All right,
Thank you.
cool. And guys,
Yeah.
I see you tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good. See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.
Goodbye.